For years, I believed my son wasn't listening to me. Then I realized I was the one who wasn't listening. Sometimes the biggest change doesn't begin with the most expensive therapy. It can begin with the little things you do at home. That's how it was for us. I danced with my son, I sang songs, I tried everything you can imagine. I'll never forget when the young man who played with my son said, "I read to him, but I don't think he's really listening." And I said, "Just keep reading to him. Even if it seems like he isn't listening, let him see you reading books." Because the more I researched, the more I learned that autistic children can learn by observing and repeating behaviors they see in everyday life. That's why reading books, playing together, in short, modeling the behaviors I wanted him to learn, was so important to me. At the time, I didn't even know if what I was doing was the right approach. I was simply trying, observing, and hoping. But electronic screens that disconnect a person from the world had no place in our lives. About a year passed. Then one day my son began reciting Jamboree, the book that young man used to read to him, from beginning to end, completely from memory. That was the day I realized that he really had been listening all along. In every city we visited, we always made a point of going to bookstores. My son would spread all the books out on the floor in front of him and spend hours looking through them one by one. Today we have a large collection of books at home, and since he was about 5 years old, my son has been able to read his books like an adult. Whenever he heard music, or even when I hummed, he would get up, come to me, and reach out his hands as if to say, "Come on, let's dance." Once I realized this was our way of connecting, we danced for 2 or 3 hours every day without ever getting tired of it. What I was really doing was simply following his interests and trying to connect with him through his world. Later, I learned that research supported this too. Music-based activities can strengthen social interaction, communication, and joint attention in some autistic children. Research shows that following a child's interest can support communication, joint attention, and language development. Today, I know this has a name: naturalistic developmental behavioral interventions, learning naturally through everyday life. But back then, I didn't know the name for any of this. All I did was watch my son and try to understand him. What does he love? What is he interested in? When is he happy? We danced together. We lost ourselves among books for hours. And sometimes we simply sat side by side. At first, I was trying to bring him into my world, but then I realized I had entered his world too, and for us, the real change began in that world we shared together. See you in the next video.